Hi there everyone. Today we are going to be making this Clover text effect here. It's a very subtle text effect, but I think it looks pretty cool, and I just wanted to share with you guys on how I went about making this. Like I said, I've been getting asked for more Gimp tutorials, so I'm going to try to do some more Gimp tutorials for you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and do a text effect. So this text effect is pretty cool and it's pretty easy. We just got a background layer, vignette layer, some drop shadows, and let's see, and then we got the text, and then some highlights, and then a mask, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. You'll need a plugin and the image to get started. So the image is on Pixabay. I'll leave the link in it, in the link below. And you can just come and download this for free. Just click on free download. And I am using the original size for this. So it's a very large image. And then the next thing you will need is 3D text from the Gimp plugin registry. You just come down here and you click here and it will download for you. So that's all you will need, and then you'll just take this and add this into your Gimp plugins. And if you got Gimp open while you add this into your Gimp plugins, you'll need to close Gimp and then reopen it. That way it shows up here and it'll be XTNS. You might have script foo already, so it'll be in your script foo, and then 3D text, and then make 3D. And that's all you'll need. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to open up the image. And then I'm going to go ahead and rename this to BG for background. And I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to add an alpha channel. And then I'm just going to duplicate the layer, just like that, and I'm going to turn this one off for now, and I'm going to create a new layer and press OK. We can name this, you can name this to a vignette layer, however you want to name this, and then we are going to go ahead and come over to our blend tool, and let's make sure that we're on black. And you'll want to come over here and do foreground to transparent, and just click on that, and we'll want to change this to radial. And I'm going to come into the middle of the image, and I'm just going to drag out, Control Z that. I'm going to come over here to these two arrows, and I'm going to flip this gradient around, and now I'm going to go ahead and drag out, just like that. And I'm going to drag out a couple times, just so you get it kind of dark, just like that. And I'm going to flip these colors, cancel that. I'm going to flip these colors around, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to grab my text tool, and I'm just going to type out Clover, just like that. The size that I'm using on this text is 1116. The text I am using is Alt to Monte. It's for personal use. I'm going to come up here and grab my move tool, and I'm just going to kind of put it in the middle there, just like that. And the next thing I'm going to do is go to this XTNS, script foo, 3D text, make 3D. The depth, we're going to do 14, going to leave it to the right, bottom, none, bump direction 90, bump projection depth, we're going to do to 5, and just press OK and let it do its work. And there you go. Now you see it's done its work, and it's made this text 3D. So basically all this plugin does is it just makes a whole bunch of different layers, and it moves them little by little by little by little to make it look 3D. And you can see that here if you come in here and look. But that's all we're going to do. We're going to turn off this layer right here, and we're going to come to this text layer, and we are going to put this on multiply. And I wanted to use multiply because I wanted it to be see-through, but I also wanted to use that 3D text, and I wanted these real sharp, crisp looking, kind of like a drop shadow effect. So that's the reason why I did that. And actually, let's go ahead and turn this text back on, and let's Alt and click. And let's go ahead and let's create a new layer on top of that. Press OK. And we're going to name this layer to text highlights. Just like that. And let's go ahead and turn this text on the bottom off. And let's go back to our gradient tool. And I think I need to, flip that around. So let me go ahead and flip this back around. And I'm just going to come in here and make some highlights here. And come over here, make a little bit of a highlight there. Make a highlight there. And you'll see why I'm putting highlights on here in a minute. Some people might not like this effect. You could surely go ahead and leave this off if you want to. I'm just doing it now. So if you see that we got some little bit of highlights on this text, it just kind of makes it pop out a little bit. Because like I said, it's a real subtle text effect. So it just kind of makes it pop just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and press Control-Shift-A to deselect. And we are going to put this on value. That way it blends in with the background, and we are going to turn this opacity down to about maybe there. And let's go ahead and create another layer, and we are going to name this text highlights brighter, just like that. And let's go ahead and grab our paint tool, and I'm going to switch over to my pen tool and grab the paint tool and my let's make sure we have a soft brush. Yep, got a soft brush. And let's make sure that the dynamics are on, but that don't matter. A lot of you has watched my previous tutorials in Gimp. Been having a lot of problems with my tablet in Gimp, so I'm just going to Alt Tab and click on this, and let's turn that off, and let's go to this text highlight brighter, and let's just go ahead and make a little bit more brighter ones here. And I need to reset my stuff to get my pen pressure back and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna bother for this tutorial. It's just a little annoying is all, but it'll be all right. So we're gonna go ahead and put this layer. We're gonna go ahead and put it on overlay, just like that, and maybe bring down the opacity to maybe about 80%. Press Control-Shift-A to deselect. Control-Shift-A to deselect. And there you go. We just got a little bit more highlights here on this text. I think it looks pretty good. It makes it pop out just a little bit. So let's see. We got the background copy. Clover, text highlights. The next thing that I want to go ahead and do is I want to create a new layer and press OK. And let's bring that all the way up to the top. And I am going to name this, just going to call this Black Lines. I want to go ahead and block this image in just so we get a little bit more perspective. So I'm going to press Control-A, and I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to grab my rectangular select tool, and I'm going to hold down Alt. I think it's Alt. Let me go ahead and search up here. I believe it's Alt. Which one is it? No, it's Control. I'm sorry. I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm just going to go ahead and run this through here and try to kind of line those up, and then I'm going to release. I'm going to switch my color to black, and I'm just going to drop black in there and press Control Shift A to deselect, and there you go. Now we got some black lines, and this is blocked in pretty well. I kind of wanted to go for like a widescreen shot, if you want to see it there. And if these lines are too thick for you, then we could just go back through there and with our select tool and just kind of run through this again, kind of get it to match up, and then hit delete. Just press Control Shift A to deselect, and there you go. Now you got a little bit thinner lines, you got a little bit more of the image. So just like I did right over here, and if you see, I got black lines up on top. But the reason why I did this first is because, like I said, I wanted to block out this image and kind of get a little bit more perspective of what I was trying to achieve. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn this text back on, and I'm going to leave, actually, where did I move that? The text highlights right there. And let's leave this here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this layer on saturate, and I'm going to desaturate this some, and let's go ahead and lower the opacity till we get something that we like. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to you know, make the text pop like I did here. You can tell that I got it saturated some, and it's just a little bit different than the background and stuff like that. And like I said, this is a real subtle text effect. So if you see, I got a Clover text saturation layer here, just like that. And so we're going to go ahead and come back over here, and we could just leave this Clover, and we could put it for saturation, just like that. And maybe we'll lower the opacity a little bit more. I just kind of want it really subtle, just like that. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to come and we're going to turn this background back on, and we're going to take this background copy, and we are going to, let's go ahead and let's put it on top but below the black lines. Let's go ahead and right click, and let's go add layer mask, and let's do black full transparency, and let's click add, and let's go ahead and switch back to the pen tool. Now I'm going to switch back to my pen tool, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to file, and I'm going to save this, and we're just going to name this Clover tutorial, just like that, and choose and let it save. And I'm going to go ahead, I need my pen pressure back for this, so I will be right back after I get my pen pressure back. And a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and show you guys how I do this real quick. So we're going to go to preferences and wait for that to pop up, and I'm going to come back to input controllers. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to click reset, and yes, I want to reset everything. And let's go ahead and click OK, and let's go back up here to Windows, and let's go to single window mode, just like that, so we get everything back. And the tool options we'll go ahead and put back over down here. And let me go back into, we're going to go to edit, and we're going to go to preferences one more time, and I'm going to go to my theme, and I'm going to put it on this darkest theme, and I'm going to run through here, and I don't want to show rulers, and I don't want to show the layer boundary, don't like that. And I'm just going to press OK, and then I'm going to go ahead and quit quit Gimp, and I will be right back once it opens back up. Alrighty, I am back, and now I should have pen pressure. Yep, everything reset. So I'm going to go ahead and switch these colors back over, and I'm going to go to white, and I'm going to come to this background copy, and I'm just going to name this background. Actually, I'm just going to name this leaves mask. Just like that. That way we have it masked. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to zoom in pretty far and just kind of come through here, and I'm going to move around with my paintbrush tool. And yep, now my pen pressure is working, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag these tool options out here, and let's make sure that I'm on the dynamics that I use, that I made, just like that. And all right, so I'm just going to run through here, and I'm just going to paint out some of these leaves. And the effect that I'm going for is I kind of want the leaves to sit on top of this text here. So I'm just, like I said, it'll give it the illusion that we got some leaves over top of this text. And so let's go ahead and color out all these. And I'll go through here and I will do a few with you guys, and then I will either pause the tutorial or I will speed it up just so you guys can get an idea of what I'm doing. But I know you guys don't want to sit through all this while I do this, so just come through here, and what I'm looking for is just some leaves that kind of look like they would be over top of this text. So this probably would, and probably want to switch to a more harder brush. That way you don't get, you want the lines kind of crisp on these leaves. So let's see, so we'll come over here, and actually I will come to an even harder brush. There we go. And just get some nice crisp lines over these leaves. And just move through here. Let's see, what would be another good one? Probably here. And this is all up to you guys, the way that you guys want to set this up. But I'm going to go ahead and just come through here, and I'm going to just color or mask out a few of these leaves. So I will be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back. I went ahead and just masked out a few. I'm not going to go through and do a bunch like I did here, but I masked out a few, and you guys should get the idea of what I did here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layer mask, and then I'm just going to right click, and I'm going to apply layer mask here. And so we'll name this leaves top color, just like that. And we're going to go up to filters and blur and Gaussian blur, and let's blur these maybe by 7 or 8 pixels. Let's try that and see how that looks. And that looks okay to me. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and make a new layer, press OK. And I'm just going to come back with my pen tool, and I'm going to switch this back with black by pressing X, and I'm going to raise my brush size a tad bit. And I'm just going to Z that. Raise my brush size a little bit more. Let's put it below. And let's go ahead, and I'm just going to run through here, and it's not working. Control Z, Control Z. Top. The opacity is not 100%, but that's okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and just color over these. We're going to put it below, but I would just leave it on top for now. I'm just going to color over these with black. And should probably switch to a soft brush. And there we go. Let's go ahead and color over these leaves. Now we want this to be out a little bit bigger than the leaves. And like, of course, we're going to put this below. We're going to make this as a drop shadow layer. And just run through here. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and put these below, just like that. And let's go up to filters, reshow Gaussian blur, and we're going to blur these by a lot. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to try 100, and let's press OK. And let's press Control F to repeat that filter, just like that. And let's go ahead and maybe lower the opacity on it just a tad bit, maybe about 70 or 80% will be fine. And we are going to go ahead and turn this layer off. We don't need this mask layer no more. So, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this mask just in case I come through here and I don't like how it looks. I could go ahead and mask over or show more just in case. And let's go ahead and click on this layer right here, and let's create a new layer here. And let's go ahead and do the same to the text. So I'm going to raise my brush size up just a tad. And I'm just going to kind of run along the bottom of this text here. And then the side. I'm just going to kind of follow this dark lines here, just like that. And because we want to give the impression that this text is kind of sitting on it and stuff. So let's Let's go ahead and run through this real quick. Just like that's fine. Now let's go ahead and let's go to filters. Let's repeat the Gaussian blur. And let's do it again. And again. And that might be fine there. Let's go ahead and lower the opacity on this. That'll work. That looks good to me. And let's go ahead and see how this looks. So let's go ahead and zoom out. Alright, let's go ahead and lower the drop shadow on this a little bit. And let's go ahead and come back to this one and let's lower the drop shadow on this too. A little tiny bit. And there we go. And we could go ahead and let's turn this layer off here. And we could go ahead and go to layer, new from visible, just like that. And we could go ahead and come up to colors and we could play with the curves a little bit. Go ahead and maybe brighten this just a tad bit. Too bright. See how that looks. And let's go to the green value. Just play with these a little bit. And the blue value. And that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and press OK on that. And then let's go to colors, brightness and contrast. Turn the brightness down a little bit and give it a little tiny bit more contrast. Press OK. And let's go ahead and turn these black lines back on. Just like that. Go ahead and zoom out, and there you go. That's how I basically did that text effect. If you guys want to know how I did the other black lines around that, let me go ahead and turn that off, and then come back to let's do this text layer. Let's go ahead and just duplicate it, and let's go ahead and put it back on normal. Just like that, and let's bring the opacity all the way up. What I did was I went into layers, or layer effects, bevel and emboss, and I did an outer bevel, and I made it down, and the size I made about, let's try 14, the depth I made about 4, the angle I did about 42. And then all you got to do is just press preview. Give it a second to work there. Let's see. Let's do an inner bevel. Thought it was outer bevel, but maybe it was inner bevel. Yeah, it was inner bevel. Just like that, and then all you got to do is just press to merge with layer. Press OK. Just like that, and we could do what was it, multiply? Let me look on this one. It's burn. Put it on burn. And there you go. And now you'll see if we zoom in here, we got some darker lines on this text. And if you like that effect, that's all you have to do to it. But I want to turn that off. And like I said, if I would have masked out some more leaves and things like this, the more time you spend on this, the better the text will look. I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty quick text effect tutorial. Please like and subscribe for tons more tutorials, and have a great day. Thank you.